Good morning, everybody. Thank God it's Friday. Don't know about you, but I feel like it's been like a really crazy long week. Even when it was my birthday on Wednesday and I had a bit of I played hooky for most of the day on Wednesday and it was really weird. Just feels like this week has dragged on forever. So, anyway, welcome to the coffee run. It is Circle of Love Friday. And what that means is that I would love to hear from you something that you feel like you have done really well. Now, it might be that you procrastinated less this week. Just something that you're really proud of. Maybe it's about you were able to finish before 6 every day. Maybe you went to more networking events. Maybe you did a Facebook Live. I don't know. What is something that you've been super proud of this week? The next thing is a little bit different, and this is where we're going to champion and shout out to other people that you have seen, not necessarily your friends, not necessarily your colleagues, not necessarily people you know, but something that you have noticed that has just been just like, wow, that person did that really freaking well. Good morning, Kylie. The other thing that we then go into doing is, what are you celebrating the absolute shit out of this week? And that first thing that we talk about might be the thing that you're celebrating. I don't know. So something that I have done really well this week, I ran a webinar yesterday and, really hilarious halfway through. And so I do my webinars live and I do them on camera as well as on slides. And I kept getting this phone call. It was really weird. Kept getting this phone call that I kept rejecting, and because I'm on it rings on my watch. So I was just like, bah, bah, and then they rang again and I've got my phone out. I'm looking for my phone and I'm talking on here. Got my phone out and I was just like, I'm on a call. I'll call you straight back. And the message back came, it's the police. We have your daughter out the front. She can't get in. And I've just gone, what? So I'm on this live webinar yesterday. And I said, oh, sorry guys, this is how you know we're live. I've just got to go and collect my daughter from the police who are at my gate. So I've just gone, ran out, got my daughter inside. She was fine. She wasn't in trouble. She literally just couldn't open the gate. She had no phone credit on her phone. And she couldn't get inside. She had no way of actually getting in the house. So she flagged down a policeman. This kind of ties in 1 and 2 together. Flagged down a policeman in order to borrow their phone so that she could get inside the property. She was dressed a little like a hobo. So you've kind of got to wonder what they thought was even going on. It was really freaking hilarious. So how that ties in was I've run back in, I'm back on camera straight away, and I said, well, everybody, this is how you know we're live. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. They were all like, this is what I love about you, Nicola. You're real. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm not going to leave my kid out on the street, like literally, and not let them in. So, this is just how we roll. So I'm actually really kind of hilariously amused. But also it's a really great reminder for me with how I love to deliver trainings, and that is in person, it's in the moment, and it is all about demonstrating being real. We're still professional, but we're not aiming for perfection. And the truth of the matter is that life happens, right? It's just the reality of it. Life happens. We're living, breathing humans, and we can't have all of our ducks in a row all the time and have everything work exactly as we want it to necessarily all the time. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really pleased about that. For those of you who are joining us live, good morning. Really awesome to have you guys sharing our Circle of Love today. Please type into the comments what you're really super proud of, something that you've noticed about somebody else, and what you're celebrating this week. I'm just going through the hilarity that happened yesterday on the webinar. So I haven't run a webinar for about 3 months for various different reasons, and I just thought, isn't it bloody funny that the day that I am going to go and do it live, that all of this other stuff happens? So really funny. something I've noticed someone else doing really well. So for those of you that don't know, shameless plug, I wrote a book this year and had it published, copies in hand it was around the end of October, early November. And it's a really big thing if you want to write a book that's like a proper book, that you actually buy copies for. It's not only is it a really interesting journey in terms of you putting your intellectual property together, you putting your stories together, it's really quite confronting in the sense that if you pick up this book and read it, it's not like I can stand here and explain what the concepts mean or how you personalize it and how you tailor it into your business or into your life, into your world. And for that reason, it's you have to be really vulnerable because it kind of means a lot. Writing a book, the exercise of writing a book and having copies printed and having the editing done properly and having the covers designed and all of that, it's not much change out of 12 grand. And that's doing it pretty super cheaply, actually. So the thing that I wanted to shout out to today is a girlfriend of mine. You guys may know her. She's featured on such shows like Facebook Lives. Her name's Jo Muirhead, and fabulous, amazing, beautiful friend of mine, very, very dear friend of mine, who has got her book print ready this week. And it's been a really interesting thing because we've both been working on these books this year, talking to each other about the fear that comes in with writing. You've got to get out of your own way, and it's a lot of the fear of judgment, I think. Well, it was for me anyway. What are my peers going to think? Is there enough substance in it? And at the same time, is it simple enough? And all of this stuff kind of rolls around. And so her book is print ready this week. She should be getting copies, I imagine, over the next couple of weeks. The name of her book is The Entrepreneurial Clinician, and she's all about working with health professionals in order to really think differently. I just had a bug fly past. Think differently in their practices, whether they're employees or whether they're practice owners or multi-practice owners. It doesn't really matter. It's about how they really are able to embrace entrepreneurial thinking in order to grow their practice and do their work that they're here to do to the best of their ability, whilst working within the guidelines, of course. So I'm really proud of her. It's no mean feat, and I know there's been many a message back and forth between the two of us where we're just like, this is just shit and we don't want to play anymore and we don't want to do it, and do we really need to write a book, and rah, all of that kind of stuff. Other people just seem to like Teflon coated. They just write it and it's done, and whew, no biggie. But I know it's been a really big deal for her too. So she's done that really, really well. So huge shout out for her. What am I celebrating this week? I'm celebrating new ideas. So not the magazine, but I created a copy matrix that I was really excited about doing and getting together. I'm celebrating that this week. I'm celebrating that I did a new webinar yesterday. I'm celebrating that it was my birthday. Yay! A significant one. I turned 30 this week, plus 10. And I'm celebrating a really big milestone, actually, a historical milestone in my husband's family's business this week. So there's a lot to celebrate. Most importantly, though, I think the thing that I'm really excited about and what I'm celebrating is that more and more people are really coming to terms with the fact that there is no real decision these days about needing to be on social media, about needing to have a digital presence. It's kind of like, well, if you want to be relevant in the next 2 years in business, you have to have a digital profile. And you've got the opportunity right now to be able to cultivate and create that. So I'm really excited, and I'm really celebrating the fact that the work that I've been working on for the last 8.5 years is starting to really be heard, and there's a lot less convincing needing to be done in order for you to be able to have a really great presence. Of course, I'm celebrating my clients because they're freaking amazing. Hey, Joe, speaking of you, this is the other Joe, or one of the other Joes. Just biting the bullet, putting offers out there, people taking them up, following people up, and really expanding. Jeremy this week has had huge, major technical issues and is constantly just looking for ways to overcome them, try and work around them, for the most part, keeping his head in the game and doing that type of thing. So really beautiful celebrations this week for me, my family, my extended family, my clients, and it's just a wonderful time of year. Not to mention Kate actually as well. So Kate has had this, this came out of my fingertips, and she was able to do something earlier this week where it was just like, oh, I can just build that. And then kabam, there's a whole brand new free thing, which is really exciting. So share away. Let me know what you have done really well this week. It doesn't have to be big. It can be little. It can be big. It doesn't matter. It's not about you going, well, I built a pyramid this week or whatever. I would really love to cheer you on. Something you've noticed that somebody else has done really well, and something that you're celebrating. Good morning, Catherine. Happy Friday. So that's it for today. I'm going to set you guys free about your day to go and do whatever it is that you're going to do. Go kick ass, get visible, go help some people, and I'll talk to you all next week. Take care.